1. Eagles. Eagles are popular because they represent the pinnacle of sky predator mastery, a fusion of precision, strength, and unbroken lineage traced through millennia. You hear the word eagle, and you feel altitude in your bones, as if your pulse itself rises a few thousand feet. Eagles belong to the Accipitridae family. Apex aerial hunters evolved for sovereignty, not survival. They are built with razor vision that can spot a heartbeat from distances you struggle to comprehend. Their talons, curved like ancient scythes, crush with forces strong enough to end a life in a single breath. And their wings carve the air with a confidence earned through countless generations adapting to the sky's shifting challenges. You imagine an eagle soaring above a canyon. It barely moves its wings. The wind holds it. The earth waits. Below, the world is a chessboard, and the sky predator plays flawlessly. Eagles do not chase, they calculate. They descend with the authority of falling stars, striking with a speed that transforms silence into violence in a heartbeat. This sky predator teaches you that power does not always roar. Sometimes it glides in perfect silence, waiting for the moment when the world looks away. 2. Falcons. Falcons are popular because they bend physics itself, becoming sky predators built not merely to hunt, but to outrun the limits of air. You hear falcon, and you feel something accelerate inside you, a whisper of velocity sharp enough to cut through fear. Falcons, particularly the Peregrine Falcon, are the fastest animals on Earth. Their dives exceed 240 miles per hour, turning them into kinetic weapons shaped by evolution's most aggressive imagination. Their bodies taper into aerodynamic knives. Their nostrils are engineered with natural baffles to regulate airflow at extreme speeds. Their eyes, locked into a forward-facing helmet of bone, remain unshakably focused even during their supersonic descent. You picture a falcon perched on a cliff ledge. Its head tilts. It sees a distant shape, a pigeon drifting lazily through the open sky. And then, the world changes. The falcon drops, gravity gasps, wind screams, sky and earth blur into streaks of motion. The sky predator becomes a living bullet, aimed at a meal that never sees death coming. Falcons remind you that the sky is not an empty place. It is an arena where speed becomes a biological weapon, and hesitation is extinction. 3. Owls. Owls are popular because they kill without sound, a sky predator designed not just to hunt, but to haunt. You hear owl, and the image is always the same. Two glowing eyes, frozen in the dark, unblinking, ancient. Owls belong to the order Strigiformes. They are night shift hunters equipped with one of evolution's most elegant toolkits. Their feathers are fringed like soft velvet curtains, disrupting air turbulence and granting them absolute silence. Their hearing divides reality into layers, pinpointing prey hidden beneath snow, grass, even soil. Their talons, curved like midnight secrets, strike with lethal finality. You imagine an owl perched on the branch of a dead tree. The world around it is quiet, too quiet. The moon is a silver coin in the sky. A mouse rustles far below, unaware of the silent calculation unfolding above. The owl drops. No sound, no warning, only the shift of wind, the flash of wings, and the sudden ending of a tiny heartbeat. This sky predator teaches you that mastery is not always loud. Sometimes it moves in shadows, unseen and unannounced, a presence felt only in the aftermath. 4. Hawks. Hawks are popular because they bring intelligence into the world of sky predators, a blend of observation, speed, and surgical precision. You hear hawk, and you imagine a strategist wrapped in feathers. Hawks belong to the same group as eagles but carry different gifts. They maneuver through forests and open skies with equal comfort. They rely on swift reflexes, computing trajectory in real time, adjusting mid-flight with astonishing finesse. Their eyes track motion with microsecond accuracy, making escape nearly impossible. You picture a hawk circling above a meadow. Its wings tilt minutely, shaping the wind. It's not searching, it's scanning, analyzing, predicting. Then suddenly, the dive, a burst of speed, a rush of feathers, a fatal strike at the exact moment reality opens a tiny window of opportunity. Hawks remind you that the sky is a battlefield of intellect, not just force. This sky predator kills not with brutality but with brilliance. 5. Vultures. Vultures are popular because they challenge your assumptions about what a sky predator is. You think of hunters, but vultures dominate by cleaning what others cannot handle. They are the architects of ecological balance. Vultures, spread across Old and New World species, possess stomach acids strong enough to dissolve disease. They circle for miles, reading air currents like cryptic messages. Their flight is effortless, a kind of drifting meditation above death. You imagine a vulture spiraling over a savanna. It does not chase, it waits. It watches the cycle of life unfold from a kingdom of rising thermals. When the moment arrives, it descends with the patience of inevitability. Though often overlooked, vultures are sky predators, because they dominate their ecological niche. They consume what others avoid. They end what nature begins. This sky predator teaches you that survival comes in many forms, some wrapped in glamour, some wrapped in necessity, and sometimes the most misunderstood creatures are the ones holding the world together. 6. Kites. Kites are popular because they represent finesse, a sky predator that turns flight into choreography. You hear kite, and you imagine elegance sharpened into survival. Kites are lighter, more acrobatic, and more flexible than many birds of prey. Their wings curve like half-moons. Their tails act as rudders, allowing sudden turns that defy simple physics. They catch insects mid-flight, steal food from larger predators, and manipulate the wind like a dancer reading music. You picture a kite hovering in place, wings trembling in perfect synchronization with the air. It tilts slightly, moves effortlessly sideways, then darts forward like a streak of silver. Unlike many sky predators, kites thrive not by brute force but by exploiting opportunity. They observe, they adapt, they wait for the exact moment when the world hesitates, and then they strike. This sky predator teaches you that survival favors the adaptable, not just the dominant. 7. Ospreys. Ospreys are popular because they embody specialization. A sky predator evolved with such precision that its entire existence orbits a single prey. Fish. You hear osprey, and immediately your mind drifts to water, shimmering beneath talons, sharpened by tides and centuries of adaptation. Ospreys are unique among raptors. Their feet have reversible outer toes for better gripping. Their talons are barbed like fishing hooks. Their vision can read the distortions of rippling water. They hover, dive feet first, and sometimes submerge completely before exploding back into the air with a thrashing prize. You picture an osprey circling above a quiet lake. Its wings ripple with calculation. Its head tilts, catching the glint of a trout hidden inches below the surface. Then, the plunge, a splash like a whispered scream, and the sky predator emerges dripping silver and victory. Ospreys remind you that the sky is not just a domain of air, it is a platform for accessing worlds below: water, forest, field. This sky predator shows you that mastery is not always broad. Sometimes it is razor-focused, an entire evolution designed around a single, perfect purpose. 8. Condors. Condors are popular because they represent immensity, a sky predator so large and ancient it feels carved from the bones of mountains. You hear condor, and suddenly you feel altitude as a kind of ancient pressure on your lungs. With wingspans stretching over 3 meters, condors are among the largest flying birds on Earth. They rely on thermal currents rising from sunlit rock faces, using the sky like a staircase. They can soar for hours without a single flap of their wings. You imagine a condor gliding over the Andes. Snow-capped peaks pierce the horizon. Wind howls in distant valleys. Below, the world moves slowly, unaware of the silent sentinel floating above. Though often seen as scavengers, condors are sky predators in their own right, ruling the aerial realm not through violence but through endurance. They dominate by longevity, patience, and sheer presence. This sky predator teaches you that power doesn't always strike. Sometimes it simply outlasts. 9. Kestrels. Kestrels are popular because they defy gravity, a small but fierce sky predator that can freeze mid-air like a glitch in nature's code. You hear kestrel, and you feel the sharpness of precision tucked into a tiny frame. Kestrels hover using a technique known as wind kiting. Their eyes scan the ground for insects, rodents, and small reptiles. Their bodies hardly move as they counterbalance every twitch of the wind with micro-adjustments of wing and tail. You picture a kestrel suspended above a field painted gold by evening light. The rest of the world moves. Grass bends, clouds drift, but the kestrel remains frozen in place. Then, with a sudden drop, it collapses onto prey with a burst of feathered ferocity. The kestrel reminds you that size is irrelevant in the sky. What matters is control, technique, and confidence. This sky predator proves that even the smallest hunters can command enormous power when they master the air around them. Decimo. Caracaras. Caracaras are popular because they break the rules. A sky predator that hunts, scavenges, steals, cooperates, and improvises. You hear Caracara, and you feel the friction of rebellion. Caracaras live across the Americas, often in open grasslands and deserts. They run on the ground like velociraptors. They pick at carrion like vultures. They chase prey like hawks. They steal from others like pirates of the sky. You imagine a caracara strutting across a barren landscape. It spots an opportunity, a wounded animal, a moment of distraction, an abandoned nest. It seizes it instantly, unburdened by shame or hesitation. As a sky predator, the caracara thrives on adaptation. It survives by challenging conventions and exploiting the weaknesses of both prey and rivals. This sky predator teaches you that intelligence is not neat or elegant. Sometimes it is messy, opportunistic, and fiercely inventive. 11. Secretary birds. Secretary birds are popular because they break every expectation of what a sky predator should be. You hear secretary bird and you picture something harmless until you watch it kill a venomous snake in seconds. These birds are raptors of the African savanna, but unlike others, they hunt on foot. Long legs, sharp talons, a stomping force strong enough to break bones. Their height gives them visibility across vast grasslands. Turning the ground into a battlefield, they dominate with brutal elegance. You imagine a secretary bird striding through tall grass. A cobra rises, hood flared. The bird steps forward, unflinching. A lightning-fast stomp ends the encounter before the serpent even strikes. Though they spend much of their lives on land, they remain a sky predator, built for flight, forged for hunting, shaped by evolution to rule two realms. This sky predator teaches you that domination is not limited by method. What matters is effectiveness, and secretary birds are ruthlessly effective. You've journeyed through the kingdom of every sky predator, from silent owls to roaring eagles, from drifting vultures to lightning-fast falcons. You've crossed deserts, jungles, coastlines, mountains, and frozen worlds. You've watched hunters strike from shadows, from clouds, from thermals rising like breath from the Earth's lungs. But now you stand somewhere deeper, somewhere more unsettling, because after witnessing them all, you realize something profound. Sky predators are not just animals. They are metaphors with wings. They are the embodiment of focus, speed, silence, precision, patience, ferocity, adaptation, dominance, resilience, survival. They are everything humans strive to be, and everything humans fear to confront. In every dive, you see ambition. In every glide, you see freedom. In every kill, you see inevitability. And in every shadow passing over the ground, you feel a reminder. The sky is not empty. The sky is watching. The sky remembers everything. Sky predators are the sentinels of that vast eternal expanse, hunters crafted by the winds, sharpened by evolution, and released into a domain where hesitation means death. And as you look up, at clouds drifting, at wind shifting, at the endless blue, you understand. To survive the air is to master it, and only the sky predators ever truly have.